into our current code, and map container is here, but it looks like it's not rendering. So I need to figure out why in a sec. So connect is also a little wonky now, but that's fixable. Now, what about, I feel like it's because of the set current player and set game, so it's re-rendering the app. Let's console log app. Has that happened? Yeah, it is. All right, so app re-rendered many times, and that's why we are recreating the game, it looks like. That's not good. So I need to think about how to not re-render. I think I could do a react.memo, and that'll resolve this. So app console logs good, and it didn't, so that's a lot of console logging. We need to have app only render once. I think I could also do this. Yikes. Okay, let's not do that for now. We will worry about that separately. Let's get map container onto the screen. So map container, put a console log here. Map container is being rendered, but I don't see it. Map container background color. Let's double check it's not in the HTML. So we got body, root, app. Map container is in the HTML. Interesting. But map container doesn't have any CSS. So that's probably it. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, import dot slash app dot SCSS. Okay, here we go. So our map is here. If we click, we can move, and it will not stop re-rendering. That's not good. So we also need a react.memo over here. Oh, it's the interval. So map container keeps rendering because of this move troop interval. We need to clear it. Oh crap. Clear interval. Set troop. So if the positions are the same, we should clear interval. Like that. Wait, not quite. So it's if the x and the y are the same, then we need to clear interval. Yeah. So dot x triple equals true. Position dot x and so dot y true dot position dot y, and clear interval. That's not it. Okay. So if we move here, we clear interval, good. And we should re-render every time it takes a step, so that's fine. Nice, that's better. What's next? So we want the data to be in the front end. So we need to figure out how to get this payload into our state. Because right now our state is empty. Yeah, state is just this. This also needs to move to the backend. So each player has an army, each army has units, each unit has different troops. At least that's the idea. Okay, one step at a time. So we've got generate cells here. We want to be able to set the current player and set the game. But not re-render. That doesn't quite work or make sense. So maybe instead of a use effect, this should be a ref. Because yeah, because then if we're going to re-render, we're just going to keep creating new sockets. And we don't want that. So no matter how many times we set state, there's still one socket. And then let's refresh. Okay, that's better. Okay, so app re-renders, we have one create game action, that's good. And now we can check that current player and game are what we want it to be. Put that there. I'm concerned if this gets recalled every time. Console.log and use effect. I feel like it is. Let's see. So current player and game are in the front end now, which is wonderful. And use effect is only happening once, so that was unexpectedly good. Didn't happen multiple times. Nice. In that case, then we are in good shape. So now that we have current player and game, we could pass that into map container. Current player game. Okay, so map container needs to be ready to receive that. Map container prompts. Interface map container prompts. We're going to have a current player. I'm going to say any for now, fill it in after I figure out what player object will look like. Same thing with game. And then current player, we're going to want to use in place of this I made up. So that needs to move to the database. I didn't think about that. So current player should have units and buildings. Units will be an array, and this object is a troop. Yeah, let's do it like that. API. So, and it's not this one. Yeah. So when we created a player, let's go to game. Yeah, here we have units. It's going to be an array, and we'll get to in the future. So we're going to need to define a unit. So let's have a title. It's going to be, wait, that's redundant. Delete that. Delete that. This will be string. And this will be number. Okay. And probably range. Let's say range 1 site. Not site. Let's do just range. Okay, so when we create the player, we need to add a unit. Player CID, right? We can paste, yeah. I'll wait before that. Unit. Units. An array. We have a foot soldier. So that's when we create, but when we join, it's going to be a little different. So CID goes there. Units. It's going to be an array. We have a foot soldier. Position. Let's do 10 and 10. Okay, and there's an error somewhere. Type error path range. Oh, whoops, number. Okay, so that will give us 2 troops on different positions. And before anything else, let's clear our DB. Okay. What just happened? There's too many. Oh no. So it made a call to the API 3 times. That's not good. Let's figure out why. Front end. Oh yeah, that's broken. So we have one WebSocket visa effect. Maybe I should turn this into a class. Yeah. These re-renders are the death of me. If I turn into a class, I'll be more familiar with it. Yeah, let's turn into a class. Class app extends React component. Delete this stuff. And this will be WS. And we're going to have state equals current player game component out. And we need set current player. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. Now I could just do this set state current player and game. Delete that render. And move that in there. Delete that. Current player and game state. Okay. From React. Done. So by using class, that should eliminate the re-renders. Yep, indeed. So if we go back to our database and we clear this again, and then refresh here, connect it to server, payload, one player, perfect. Okay. Now the map is receiving the wrong information. I want it to come from current player. So let's see, what do I want to do? Current player. Oops, use ref generate cells. Cells.map. Set troop. So troop here is current player dot units at 0. I feel like I should use game instead of current current player. Yeah, let's do it all differently. Just troop. Const current player units. Yeah. Current player troop. Yeah. Equals game dot find game dot player dot find player dot ID triple equals current player dot ID. What the hell? So it's not that I don't know where our troop is, but I need to know where the enemy's troop is. Yeah. Yeah. That is the hard part. So perhaps all right, so I can hard code it now to work for 2 players, and then I'll figure out how to evolve it. Well, I mean 2 troops, but like if there's 4 troops, then this code will not work. But one step at a time. Enemy. Set enemy. State. So basically, other player, const other player equals game.players.find player ID not equal to current player .id. Maybe underscore. I think underscore. I could also just check. Yeah, it's underscore. So that'll give me other player. So other player dot units at first index will get me enemy. What do I do with enemy? So cells dot map on click or moving. So it looks like I'm gonna want what did I do? Foot soldier. Where did I say foot soldier? Or new class. Okay. So I just put it there. I don't think I want to do that. Generate cells should probably do that. Yeah. Style, grid, row, position Y, position X. So when I'm generating the cells, I should generate this troop. Generate cells.map. I need an if statement right here. If something, return at house, return this. And what is the if statement? If cell dot x equals I guess troop position x and cell knowledge equals troop position y. And we want to return a troop instead of this div. But I want to unclick to work any div. So the if condition should only account for the style and the class name. Yeah, but we're always going to return this. Yeah, that's better. So let's take that out. These divs don't have anything in them. So this can come here. And this would be let style equal the object. Let class name equal the string. Style equals to this. Class name equals to that. Okay. Why is this red? Oh, delete that. Okay. So we have style equals style class name equals class name. Right. And I do want to check our database. How's it looking? Let's clear that. Oh, that doesn't look very nice. Cleared up null on line 11. Game is null. That is true. Let's go back to the code. Oh, I haven't figured that enemy yet. Units of null on 13. How about I don't render map container until there's a player? And then okay, so I should only have one player right now. There's two players. Let's reset our DB. Okay. Units of undefined, other players undefined. That's true. Maybe let's not show the map unless there's two players. Game dot length greater equal to 2. Now, I'll solve that. Layers of no. Jeez, okay. All right, let's clear this one last time. Okay, so there's one player, yeah. Now let's join as the second player. And there we go. So the first player has units, position, 1, 1. Second player has units, position 10, 10, but I didn't put it on the map yet. All right, we're right where we want to be. I should look at current player. Yeah. 10, 10. Okay, cool. So if we go to code and now create an if statement for the enemy. If cell.x triple equals to enemy position.x and cell.y triple equals to enemy.position.y, and cell equals grid row position.y grid column. And no, wait. Enemy. Yeah. So enemy position x. What's that gonna do for me? So it'll pick that div in CSS grid and class name equals to enemy title place / g. So I need to also add that this is enemy, and then on that container we're gonna have hand.enemy background. No, that's not good background. Yeah, let's do background. Background color, we're gonna say orange. Oh, what? So that's not what I was expecting. Huh. That should not be the enemy. Oh, let's clear our database, get a fresh start. Yeah, that's not cool. What's happening? So we have two players. The first is at position 1, 1. That should be myself. And then this is the enemy. Should be down here. Let's see what's going on. style.x enemy.position set enemy. Didn't use set enemy. Why? Oh, because I can't move the enemy's troop, which makes sense. So other players, unless other player is not what I think it is. All right, this is kind of hard to read. Yeah, this is definitely hard to read. Delete database. Okay, so data action, current player ID ends in 788. Other player ID ends in 786. So that's correct. What about units? 1, that is not correct. Let's look at our database. I have a feeling that all of their units are on 1, and that would be the bug. ID title position 1. It's just player, the first guy. Here's the second player. Oh, 10. So what's going on? 786. That is first player. 7. All right, I'm confused. 788. 786. Current player 788. Other player is 786. 786 is 1. 788 is 10. Huh? Oh, okay. That makes sense, I think. So, like, depending on which screen I am, 1 is this is me on this player, because this is basically 2 different screens. So it might be easier to visualize if I split them up. Yeah, so on the left, 1 is myself. On the right, 1 is the enemy, which makes sense. But my question is, where did 10 go? So this should have got filled in. Yeah, that's the bug. Okay. So we're saying if cell X enemy.position, but then we need to be aware of. Okay, so it's one or the other, because class name gets overwritten. We need an else. Else if. That's not exactly true, because then they're in different cells. If cell X equals true, cell X equals enemy, style grid enemy.position class name enemy title replace, yeah, right. Key style equals style, class name equals class name. So what is the class name on 1010? Nothing. Okay. Oh, wrong one. So I'm wondering why only one. So if I put a console log for troop and enemy, what's going to come up? Let's start with a clean state. Okay. That's correct. Huh. Cell.x. So the current cell is equal to the enemy's position. What if I got rid of that and it's just enemy, and then I changed this to be just enemy outside here. Okay. That didn't make a difference. Why though? So that if statement is just not happening. And is what I'm getting. Cell.x. Enemy.position.x. Cell.y. Enemy.position.y. So does 1010 not exist? Let's do debugger. I think I want it up top. Maybe 100 debuggers though. That's a lot. Okay. So we have y0, x1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, this is going to take forever. I could change 1010 to a different number. Do like wait, this starts at 0. I wonder if 10 is an option. Maybe it's not. if that's the case, we could quickly check by changing this to 2.2. Get rid of that debugger. Okay. Oh, yeah, 1010 was not an option, so 2.2 works. Okay, gotcha. I think it should be opposite colors though. Yes, do it again, just to be sure. Yeah, okay, so that's correct. So I can move here. Oh, this should also move there. Need to make a WebSocket call. Okay. Okay, so instead of setting state, I need to update the API. Let's see. Set troop. Where's that? Okay. Set troop. And that's in an interval. So I need some kind of action that talks to the backend that does this on the backend. So tricky. This is receiving, but I want to send. Okay, I think I could do that with this will be constant message equals constant message equals to, that's the info I want, and I need access to WebSocket. Now send JSON.stringify the message WebSocket. Okay, so this is the message. I don't want to do this in set true. Well, I kind of do. Do I? No, I don't. I don't know. I don't think I do. So set troop will go away. And instead we will have that. We need to receive the WebSocket. So over here, the WebSocket equals this WebSocket. Okay. And yes. So what's that doing is sending the updated position to our API. And on our API, we're going to need to gracefully receive it. So that would be this. Data action. So this would be a case. What action is it? update position, update troop. Up. Yeah, update troop. So that's the case. And what did I want to do? Game dot. So what's inside data? Data is going to be oh, this is payload. This isn't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so action wait troop payload. Units testing. So we're replacing decohere into array. Okay. Not assignable. Okay, that's fine. Okay. And then on API. Just wait and find one and so I need the game ID. So let's see over here. We have payload units, but separately game ID, game ID. Okay, so that when we receive it on the API, we could find the game ID. Game ID. Game ID. Units. Data. Yeah, here. And units. So I found it in update. Wow. I also need to know the player. So player ID needs to go in there too. MongoDB. There. ID. Okay, so for that, I can find the game, update the player's unit. Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up. How to MongoDB update an array instead. Set creates $. Okay. So find student with the ID of 1 with a grade of 80. We're gonna set grades to 82. Sure. So we found our game by the ID and we want to set player $. What? First match of the update after operation contains. So it went from 85, 80, 82, 85, 82, 80. Okay. What else? Set the path and the value. I think that's what I want. So set players but how do I get the right player? Right, so I also have player ID. Find one and update. Set players. Oh. Dot ID. Player ID. Value. Great result. What? Here's a query to set to update nested embedded document. Following output. still, that's not what I want. Fine. $sign. Object ID. Display from the collection following output. Okay. Display all documents from a collection with the help of find method. This will produce the following output. Following is declared to update nested document. Information ID object ID set information $name David Miller. Okay. Update object ID information. So CE2 is that. It looks like what I want, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move this. Wait, we have a players array. Okay. So instead of that, we're gonna do players. Players underscore ID. Player ID. And we're gonna set players our so players player ID goes there. Dot units, and it's going to be units. Let's assign a variable being updated. Okay, I don't know if this will work. Let's clear DB. Connect 1 and connect 2. And look at our logs. Nothing. Okay. Right, so we need to move a true to get the logs. But first, let me inspect. Okay, that looks fine. So, again. All right, so if I move here, nothing happens. I wonder if anything came through. Oh, stuff is happening here. Okay. Action update troop. Player ID. Game ID. Units. So let's console log. But what about game? Oh, that's null. So that doesn't work. Good to know. What about update? Players.id, player ID, set players ID units. Does that even make sense? Looking at our data, we have game, players, ID, units. Kind of makes sense. Okay. What did this say? ID, object ID. Should I specify object ID? Maybe. Okay. So that was here. Object ID. That's not a thing. Okay. Let's leave that alone. So we are updating information ID players dot ID because information is an array, and we're updating it where the player ID is what I sent in. We're setting players $units to units array, and it's returning null. Okay. Let's try it again. Oh, I also need to send to the front end. Well, if it's null, I don't want to send that. And it's valid. Clear. Okay, 2 clients connected. Let's move. Oh, what's this? Game updated. N0 modified 0 OK1. What does that mean? It's deprecated. Update one, update menu, bulk rate. Well, it's not stopping, so that's not good. But what's happening here? Clear to unit position XY is the same. Yeah, XY hasn't changed. Okay. Update one. Wait. And update. And then return the result. But then that was returning null. I just gotta find the correct syntax. Yeah. Okay. Clear. No. Okay, more reading. Dot notation for the arrays. That is, you should replace $sign with zero-based index of the element you're trying to update. For example, DB users update set email friend 0 email 0. Well, update. Okay. I see. So what about this? Whoa. That looks extra. So DB users update set friend 0 email. I think I have an idea. Okay, so I know the player ID, which means let's go back to ID, game ID. Okay, so I'm finding the game, I'm setting the players instead of $sign. I wonder if I could do like string interpolation here. Delete that. And then player ID. Oh, it's not cool. All right, fine. But the idea is I want to get into this game, set the players at the player ID, and update the units. So alternatively, I know that's at 1, but I'm not gonna hard code it. It's just for testing purposes. Players at 1 units, right? So if that works, then I'll figure out how to get the syntax right. So, all right, let's just try it out. Okay. No. So set. Oh, I have it backwards. Set needs to be in a string. And the value oh no, that's fine. Players 1 units. I'm replacing all the units. I wonder if it's just it needs to be a string? No, I didn't think so. Okay, why is this not working? I could do 0 units. 0. Then make sure this is defined. Then this is defined. Oh, units in game ID are not undefined. This would never work. And it's probably because I want a payload. Okay, now we're in business. What's happening? Game updated units. I can't see it. Units 2020. So this is going to go forever because I'm not updating the front end. But once I do, I think this would work. Okay, cool. The other thing is I can't be hard coding this. I'll figure it out separately. For now, let's send this to the front end. So we could do send game. Yes, that's game updated. True. So is there any reason why we do game JSON instead? I'm not sure. Let's look at send game. Oh, it already does it for me, so that's fine. I'm just gonna leave as game updated. Okay, so we could delete that, delete that, delete that. I guess we didn't need player ID, or maybe we will when we want to stop hard coding. So I'll save that and test it again. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make that on the front end. So come here, add a case. It should be okay. Case create game, case update true. And we're gonna set state to current player and game, okay. So if we connect, okay. Okay, what's happening? Troop, enemy, troop, position, enemy, position. That's not right. So like that. Oh, didn't I have to move the logic from front to back? Where's front? Right, so this, do I have to move the logic or can I keep it in the front? We are sending the updated information. Are you receiving the updated information though? Right, so units 2, 0. We might want to drop that interval, increase that interval so it doesn't spam. Okay, and then we have no game instance, yes game instance, whatever. setTimeout parse update troop. I want to know what units. So that was x2, y0. That is different, so it should have updated. So if we go to level 3T, refresh, oh goodness, let's clear some games. Okay. And let's move here. Nothing. Okay. Maybe click it again. No, this is happening. Yeah, it's happening. Position is not changing. What about database? It's 41. It's supposed to change. So what am I sending to your front end? Data, payload, game, players, units, 31. Should have moved. So the backend is doing its job, the front end is not. Okay. Which makes me wonder, what is state? Two. So state is not updating because, well, we don't really need state. Yeah, why do we need state anymore? Yeah, we could just use props. Comment that out. So we can instead say const troop equals use. No, wait. I'm just rewriting that. So current player units are index 0. Const enemy equals under player units at index 0. And then I could delete that. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And it's that. Delete that. Okay. It moved-ish. Nice. Okay. So instead of 5 seconds, let's drop it back down to 500 milliseconds. 5,000. 5,000. Okay, so that's fine. And then on API, let's set UB reset. And let's do a visual test. So this could go there. This can go here. Refresh that. Refresh this. Okay, so player 2 is going to move here. It moved on the right and it moved on the left, but it only moved once. Player 1 is going to go there. Nothing happened. Oh, this is weird. Okay. So, gotta figure out what's going on there. Yeah, 2 players moving at the same time. That's gonna be trickier. Okay. So first up, we're gonna figure out why the first motion only took 1 step. Let's start with that. I'm gonna bump this to 1 second. Update troop. Send the game updated, update troop. So basically anything that's happening in that interval that's questionable. So like, do I really want it happening on the front end? Maybe that's not a good idea. On click clearance will move troop current, and this is also inside of a map. Like, that is not efficient. But then it is on click. So what if on click I send I am not sure. I could send the cell to a backend and then let the backend handle the logic. Yeah. That might be better. Then also removes the need to have the interval on the front end. Wait, before I do that. So don't send any of this. I'm going to send player ID, game ID. I'll let you figure out what units is, but I will send you cell. And the cell has an X and Y. That way you can calculate what to do on the back end. Yeah. So switch over to API. A troop, we're gonna receive cell instead. I'm not gonna worry about that for now. I'm gonna create an interval. Move troop interval. Or what? There's no more print. Troop is dependent on of sending player ID to the whole player. But then I'm gonna have to do a find anyway. So like this stuff. First, let's figure out, okay, this interval. I think this needs to move the scope up. Or rather to the top. So it needs to know about true. Should I send a whole player? I think so. But then, that's the sound. And I need to know where. Yeah, let's just send it. Cells.map cell ws.send player. So no player. And then might as well call it current player. So I'm sending in the game ID, current player, and the cell. I can get troop. Current, current player dot units 0 for now. So I can see the troops position. Compare it with the cell that was clicked. And now I have the new position. But what do I want to do with it? Okay, so I'm gonna need async here. Async. Okay. And this will update. Set players 1 units 0. Copy of troop. Position. 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 Okay. Okay. And, yeah, okay. I think that will work. Let's run it. Drop collection. Go to Chrome. Refresh that one. Refresh this one. Let's move here. That didn't work. Position 3-1. Maybe look at what was sent in. Nothing was sent in. Okay. Oh, console log didn't happen. So I want to know what was data.payload. Actually, to be more precise, I want to know what was cell. And current player. Timing. All of this. Okay. And then also let's decrease the interval because that was distracting. 10. 1,000. Oh, that's on the API, right? So let's make it 10,000. Okay. Not anymore. Okay. Also, what's going on here? Okay. So we sent cell 1.8, which is what I clicked, but we received 3.1, and it looks like I'm stuck at 3.1. We went from 2.2 to 3.1. So we went from here to here when I clicked 1.8. If the X and Y's were mixed up, would this be the result? So like I wanted to move from 2.2 to 1.8, which would be a dropping X, increasing Y. What actually happened was we increased X and dropped Y. So that is opposite of what I wanted to do. I wonder if it's because the X and Y are in the wrong spot. Okay, so we have this here. Set. Oh, if the variable name is wrong, then this whole thing is very confusing. I hope this is not what's happening, but let's check. Okay, and then, oops, I didn't want to do that. Close all of that. Okay, so I want to move here. Set action. Oh, there we go. That is at least moving in the right direction. And 10 seconds might be too much. Okay, so it looks like the X and Y were swapped. This is at least moving in the correct direction, but it's still getting hung up. So it's only taking one step. And what is currently our component saying? Current player, units, position 2, 3. Okay. And what is our API saying? Cell 2.9, that is the target. So we moved over to 2, 3, and then got stuck. Why? Probably because troop isn't getting updated. We are calculating all of this stuff on stale information. Yeah. How to resolve that? So this update troop gets called once. It's not on a repeat, which means I'm going to have to keep track of this value on my own on the API or make a database call every interval, which is going to be too expensive. There's got to be a better way. But yeah, this is definitely stale data right here. setInterval. I can update this troop object on every interval. Yeah, I think that would be the best option. So when I do game updated, it has the updated troop, which means I can do troop equals game updated dot players dot find player where player dot id triple equals to current player dot id dot units 0. Yeah, that will be the updated troop. That way, when we get into our next interval, we have a new position. We could alternatively just do troop equals copy of troop position. New, what was it? X UI. Oh, I gotta fix that. That's confusing. I think this is more straightforward. So that will resolve the stale data. Did I click? All right, 10 seconds is a bit much. I'm not even sure. Okay, there we go. It's happening. So we should probably look at network. Or this is fine. Yeah. Oh, that's 2 steps in the right direction. That's promising. I should drop the interval from 10 seconds though. Okay, so we've got position 3-4. Looks like we're still on 3-4. Yeah, we're hung on 3-4. But that's still better than before. The target is 3-8. So what's the deal? So, oh, I clicked it twice. Maybe it's too soon to handle 2 clicks. So let me retest this and see if it works well with 1 click at a time. Go over to API, drop that interval down. Let's do 1 second. Okay, we're gonna go here. Hey, it worked. Sweet. Okay, so we can handle moving troop for both screens with minor bugs. Looks like it's not clearing the interval, so let's go check that out. But I think we're in a good spot. So let's see, where's our interval here? Move troop interval. So if you get to where you want to go, you should have cleared interval, but you did not. Cell 6, 7. Where are we currently? Oops. Players. 1 units. 1, 6, 7. So that condition is true, but clear interval does not work. Is it? So let me think about this. On connection, we're creating this variable. On message, we're changing this variable. So like we clear it on message, and then we assign it to a new interval. If we get to where we want to go, we clear it again. That sounds reasonable. Unless, should this move into on message? On message, we create a new variable for the interval. I'm not sure. Let's just test it out. Okay, refresh you. I have to figure out a way to do this. Drop collection. It won't clear. This is like the same problem as what happened on the front end yesterday, but I don't have front end tools to resolve this. API. Let's see, how would I go about this? Maybe if I move it to Oh, I don't want it out there. That's a global variable. What if this wasn't an interval? I could do setTimeout, call itself until it reaches that position. Yeah, then there will be no chance of a hanging interval. Does that sound like a good idea? Let's save where we're at before I make a major change. So right there, we know it's semi-working. We'll put that on staged and then delete the interval. So this will be setTimeout. And we don't need that. Wait, we need to know when to stop. So maybe we do need that. If okay, so we were done. Else we can do this stuff. Which I could put into a function and then I could call that function. But then the setTimeout needs to be in the function as well. So I'm gonna take this out of the setTimeout, and setTimeout will be repeatedly called. Let's create something, let's say, here. Eventually I'm gonna have to create new files for all of this, but for now, let's see this work. What's a good name for this? I'm trying to update the troop, right? Troop. Receive troop and cell. And MID. Okay. So move troop. Wait. Okay. If we're done, then we're done. Otherwise, we're going to move troop. And by moving troop, hold on. I don't think the setTimeout should be here. Moving troop should just be responsible for moving troop. setTimeout does have to happen somewhere. So setTimeout every second if. I feel like this makes more sense. setTimeout. No, wait. No, wait, it was right before. It was right before. Okay. But, like, I'm gonna call this once. Move troop is gonna happen once. And then we're gonna do this. We're gonna wait a second to do this stuff. It's never gonna call itself again. So it needs to call itself again. Perhaps this if statement needs to, I think this needs to go in there, and this also gets called. Okay, he might be true, so because then this initiates it. We come here. Either we're done or we're going to call ourselves again, right? Does that make sense? Okay, so we are calling move troop the first time we're gonna do this stuff. And then if at the end of it all we're done, then we do nothing. Otherwise, we're gonna call ourselves again, in which this would happen again. But the problem with that is troop is stale information. So wherever we created troop, that needs to move into this. So you will get current player instead of troop. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's test it out. Drop. Oh, syntax error. Position 0 JSON parse. That looks like an API error. 0 of undefined. Units. Current player units. Okay, let's do some console logging here, here, and here. I could probably. At this rate, it looks like I could just pass in data.payload. Yeah. And then destructure it when I get into move troop. This payload. And then that equals payload. Zero of undefined. Units is undefined. Current player dot units is. That doesn't sound right. Well, we'll say drop Oh yeah, that is undefined. ID, everything's undefined. Units are undefined. So it moved once, which means the first time it was defined. The second time, oh, else, right there, generally, data, payload. So when we call this again, interesting. Maybe instead, game ID current player cell. So what if I passed in the game and the current player ID, and then I have this updated game that I could send in here. The cell hasn't changed. Current player ID shouldn't change. Troop I could find from the game. Yeah. Let's do it like that instead. That makes it more efficient. So we have send somewhere message game ID. So this will be game. And then this will be current player ID. Current player underscore ID. I could just send the whole thing. Yeah, for now. Let's just keep it simple because I keep jumping back and forth. So we'll send a whole game and send a whole current player. So that actually doesn't work though, because then, well, I guess I could make it work. Okay, so let's first get the troop off of the game. Okay, I was right the first time. Let's send in the game current player ID. Current player ID. Okay, and when we come here, oh, so this is now game dot underscore ID. This is current player ID. Troop is equal to game dot players dot find player where player dot ID triple equals to current player ID. We found the player, and then we want the units at index 0 because that's all we have for now. That is the troop. Wonderful. So now when we go here, instead of passing in payload, we could pass game updated current player ID and cell. Oh, game updated out of scope, of course. So we can do let game updated equal game, and then game updated equals that, and now we have access to game updated. All right, so then that way when we call this again, we have the latest information, which is the latest troop position. So all of this will be updated every cycle. Okay. No, what's this? Units of undefined. Where one, or maybe this. Game.players.findPlayer player.id triple equals current player.id dot units. So we're finding the player and then going into the units. That sounds reasonable, but let's break this up and double check. Player found, or actually it should just be current player. Okay. We have current players undefined. Okay. Current player ID, what are you? Let's console log payload. And on the front end, I could also just check what's going on. So on click, we are sending in game current player ID, current player dot ID. Okay, let's double check that that is correct. Payload current player ID. That sounds correct, but is it not getting received? So go to API, payload, move troop is, whoa, what just happened? Oh, troop, singular. Okay, so where we call move troop, we're passing in data.payload, which is this, and then we're destructuring current player ID. That all sounds reasonable. We're gonna have to do some console logging. Okay, cannot read, okay, whatever. So current player. So current player ID exists, game exists, players exist, which means, okay, game dot players, there's two, dot find player, player dot underscore ID needs to equal the current player ID. Wonderful. Okay, refresh, or better yet, drop. So error, players of undefined. Troop is read only. Players of undefined. Game is undefined. Oh wait, okay, so we restarted server here. We have payload, game current player, troop, payload again, which means the first motion happened, and then players was undefined, which means something went wrong down here. And what is this? Because it is a constant. Okay, so game updated equals game updated equals to result of that. I want to know what this is. Not E, but the whole thing. Troop equals that. We're sending the game updated. When we call this again, we're sending game updated player ID and the cell, which should replace that. And that looks good. Let's take these consoles out. Okay, let's try this one more time. Okay, game updated. We have players, units. There's 2 players. Cannot read property players of undefined. Game updated is not a JSON object. Could that be it? Maybe. Let's see, where does the conversion happen? So less. So game updated. Copy. And then send that in. Oh, you know what it is? Game. Yeah. That's probably it. Which means I don't need this, and I can do this because the key needs to match what's in the payload. So, well, let's see. Actual cost stack exceeded. Whoa, yeah. Okay, kill. Okay, what's going on? So we are in an infinite loop. Why though? Game updated has the latest position. Troop. Oh, actually, I don't think I need this anymore because we are going off of the past in game, which is the updated one. Troop equals current player dot unit. Yeah. Current player dot game updated game. Okay. Maybe make a copy of that instead. Game updated equals await. I'm gonna put this in because why not? And if not, I will remove it. And then we have send the updated one. If we reach our position, we don't do anything, we'll flip that around later. And otherwise, we will do this stuff. Oh, clear DB. Stack exceeded. Okay. So the set timeout situation is not working. What are the values getting received though? So on message, we call move troop. Come here. And we're gonna wait a second to do this stuff. If we're done, then we're done. Else, we're gonna do this again. At least that's what I thought it was doing. Or I could figure out why setInterval was not clearing. That might be a better option because this turned out to be a mess. All right, let's do a bit of Googling. Why not to use setInterval? I want to know. Well, that's what I'm trying to do. So set timeout is the right path to go. We're just gonna have to keep pushing forward. I am getting tired. Let's think about this. So we have move troop, right? Let's see. Slower. Let's slow it down. Let's do 10 seconds for one call. And we have cell current player and game, right? So I want to know game dot players at index 1 dot units at index 0, because that should be changing every time this gets called. And if it's not, then that'll probably be why we are in an infinite loop. Right. Okay. Drop. Holy smokes. Okay, computer's gonna crash. Uh-oh, it won't stop. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, this is not updating clearly. It just keeps going off. I see. This is not inside the set interval, which means this gets called. This is gonna wait, but this is immediately happening, which is why we see this immediately keeps getting called over and over again. So I think this needs to go inside of the set timeout. And that should solve our problem, which was pretty obvious if I just read the code more closely. Okay. That means I can also undo some stuff like troop. Was it troop? Maybe it wasn't troop. Game updated. Yeah, because I could just do const game updated here, and that's fine. And let's test that. Oh, I killed the server. Okay. So no errors so far, that's good. The intro is 10 seconds, so this can take a while. Let's look at the API. Okay, it made a step. Yes, it did. And we're at 3.3. Next should be 4.4. Approximately, yes, 4.4. It's making a move. Good. The question is, when it gets to where it needs to go, will it stop? 4.5. I don't know where I actually clicked. And it's not in the console log, so we'll just see if 4.5 repeats or if we just or if we're done. Okay, 4.5 repeated. That's not good. Okay, so we need to know what was the target. Network, WebSocket, all the way bottom. Update troop payload cell 4.6 is where we want it to go. But we're stuck at 4.5. Wow. Okay. So close. So y is incorrect. If cell y, then do that. Else if cell y is greater than true position y, which it is, cell y is 6. So new y should add 1. And then this whole situation, I gotta figure out why it's opposite. X becomes new y, y becomes new x. And if cell x triple equals troop position, I have a feeling if I just fix up these x and y axes, I will indirectly solve this bug. Yeah. I wonder what happens if I swap them back. Maybe it was right to begin with. I don't know. This whole XY situation is confusing me. So we'll just try it, see what happens. Okay. So we're at Q2 with our target. Target's 5.8. Okay, the X and Y were definitely incorrect because this is now, yeah, the opposite. Boy. But when it hits 8, it should stop. Y5x8. Hold on, that is correct. Y5x8. They were just in opposite order, but the keys and values were correct. And it looks like it did stop. I think we're good. Yeah. Let's go to console. Yeah, it looks like this is stopped too. So current player unit 0 position 8.5. Cool. We have a working dual motion app now. Let's try if this player moves. But before that, let's drop this down. 10 seconds is a bit much before we start more. So we'll clear DB, clean slate, and then go over here, refresh. You are going to move here. Did I click? I guess not. Okay, update troop, nothing's happening. Uh-oh, that's not good. Two zero. Oh, that's because this is hard-coded because I was just experimenting before. So we need to fix the hard coding situation and get it to be the actual current player. How to go about that? I have to get the actual current player and the actual current unit, which I would make a separate PR. Because right now, let's just try to figure out how to get the players in the right spot, and then we can worry about multi-units after. So this one is the problem. It needs to be either 1 or 0. And I don't really know the syntax to grab that information. I can use a variable index, but that sounds flaky and prone to bugs, so I'm not going to do that. Let's do some reading. So if I want MongoDB update, basically what I searched before. Okay, let's read. Update operators, array, nested arrays, insert, update 1. So create 80, set, create, $sign. What's $sign? $sign is a holder for the first match of the update query document. What is the query document? The query document is the whole thing. It looks like the first item in the array. Okay, the first item in the array that has a grade of 80. Is that what it's saying? Okay, let's give it a try. So we have find one where the ID is whatever players. Current player, I guess. Current player. $set players dollar units 0. Okay. Something like that. I'll try that out. Where did it go? Okay. So we want to make sure that's empty. Yes. And I don't know if the server's running or not anymore. It's not. Yes. Okay. So that's gonna boot up, and then let's see if the syntax works. Nothing. Okay. I was expecting something to happen. I clicked, and oh, here we go. Doesn't look happy. Yeah. Type error. Cannot read property ID of null. All right, whatever this is, it didn't work. Let's try a different thing then. Update document in an array. Query selector, update operator. Consider the following documents. Students collection is create element value is an array of embedded documents. So I need something with a double array. Element match? What's that? Oh, less than. This isn't exactly what I'm looking for. What is grades.grade? Set grades. What is this? So if you could do grades.grade, does that mean you could do players.id? Sounds probable. So we have set players. Oh, first it's the search. So players ID, current player ID. So I'm gonna find that particular one and then set it where it's players.id. d.units at 0 going to be this stuff. Okay, try that one. Yeah, that works. Sweet. So player 1 can move, player 2 can move. Now I need them to meet at the same spot and go to war. So that will be the last step for today. Okay, so let's do a bit of refactoring also. Like for example, I could swap it and say if cell not equal to or y not equal to, then do this stuff. And then we could get rid of the else. So basically it's like if either the x or y axis you haven't reached your destination, keep moving. Yeah, that makes sense. And then we could delete that. I should study the syntax a bit because I feel like I'm going to need to refer to this more. So like, what will happen when we have multi-units, right? We can't just hard code index 0. We will have to do something similar here. Okay, well, that could all be coming up. And then we could also, I think there was something else I wanted to clean up. Game instance, create else. Oh yeah, this wasn't working. I could just delete that. Actually, I don't know if it was or wasn't. I didn't really test it that much. We'll leave it for now. And then and then we have the message update troop. Okay. All right. We gotta handle disconnecting also, but I'll save that for a different time. So let's bring this over to the project board. Handle disconnect. Yes, I'm almost done. Okay, we just need them to interact if they're in the same spot, or basically actually next to each other. I feel like they don't have to be like on top of each other. So we're gonna add a variable, or well, a property to the unit. Oh, we already have range. Okay, so we need to actually make use of that. When we create game, which would happen here. Create position title, yeah, so range 1. And that is useful because when we move, okay, so I don't actually have the other player. I need to know about the other player and the enemy troop so that if they are next to each other, then they attack. I feel like this PR is getting too bloated. And I'm way past the time I'm supposed to go out with Iris soon. So yeah, we need to like refill our fridge. So I'm gonna cut here for today. I do need to think about this more before I write more code. Like I want to have a path forward. So yeah, let's stop here for today. What we accomplish for now is moving the troops on both players' screen. If there's two screens, right? So like if this guy moves, this guy knows he moves, and vice versa. What I would like to get to is if they both move their troops next to each other, then they would like attack and there's HP and damage and whatnot. But yeah, I did not expect getting to this point to be as time consuming as it did. There were a lot of little mini gotchas. So we'll continue soon. And yeah, cool. Thanks for tagging along. And as always, leave comments if you have suggestions or ideas or questions, and I'll do my best to answer it. And also, if you like what I'm doing, then like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.